Now, RAYNE has some definite rear end issues. As you could see in this little clip I'm showing now, you know, his leg, especially that rear left, will even cross over and get under his body. You know, his quads are a little atrophied. And I'm coming down the neck a little bit. That's the here. Okay, that's the back.
Oh, well, there's your spot.
You okay, Pop? Huh? What happened? What happened? You don't bump at people.
I'm going to do a little adjustment with this instrument. So I definitely found that. RAYNE here today. RAYNE, as you might be able to see, is a German Shepherd, and Phil and Janet are the owner, parents, I like to say, of RAYNE, right?
Mm-hmm.
And RAYNE is 12 years old approximately.
Yes, he's 12 years old.
And you got him as a rescue.
Mm-hmm.
So when he was approximately 2 years old, a family that was having hard financial times surrendered him to Wagon Tails. That was the name of the rescue, and then you came in because you've been a previous German Shepherd owner before.
Yes.
So that was appealing to you, right?
Yes.
And what a great dog RAYNE is. Now, RAYNE has some definite rear end issues. As you could see in this little clip I'm showing now, you know, his leg, especially that rear left, will even cross over and get under his body. With quadrupeds, we always look to see how they set themselves up, because they will choose the path of least resistance. They choose, because they're dealing with gravity, so are we on 2 feet, but even more so on 4 feet, that they have to pick, like, if I do this, I feel like I'm not going to fall over. Right. And so really it's not a poor choice, it's the only choice. A dog we even have it, there's a word called antalgia lean, which means you lean away from pain. So when I see a human come into my practice, like walking like this with scoliosis, the bad side is here, because that would be painful. So they lean away from the pain. I'm not saying he's in pain, but you choose what's working best. Now, people watching are always asking, has he been checked? And they've worked closely. They have a family vet, and he was checked for Degenerative Myelopathy, which is a genetic disorder similar to what humans get as ALS or Lou Gehrig's amyloid sclerosis. And German Shepherds can get this, and of course they checked him and it did not show up. And that does show up in German Shepherds between the ages of 18 and 14 years old most often, and sometimes they get it and sometimes they don't. He did show signs of a little bit in the pelvis and the hip joint, as well as L5, L6. Remember, dogs have 7 lumbars. We have 5. Dogs have 13 thoracics. We have 12. Dogs have 7 cervicals. We have 7. Giraffes even have 7 cervicals, which is interesting because they have such long necks, but they're just taller bones. So we're going to look at L5, L6, of course. We're going to look at the coxofemoral joint and the sacroiliac joint, the sacrum. You've noticed changes in sometimes his tail. It doesn't flow like it used to, right?
His tail droops. You know, it doesn't wag happily anymore. And now it seems to fire randomly. And
he's had a little fecal incontinence at times.
He has.
Is that every day or some days?
Probably every day. He does what he does. We'll take him for a walk. We can take him for a long walk sometimes, and he won't go. But as soon as we get upstairs, within 5 minutes, he just makes a mess on the floor. That's a regular thing.
And I don't think he knows he's doing it.
Yeah, they don't want to do it. It's especially if the dog is house trained prior to that for years and years. You know, they don't want to. You know, they know what they like to do, and it's not working for them. Meaning, it's his condition he can't control. Right. Yeah. He's not being a bad dog.
No, definitely not.
No. They have great intentions.
what we're doing now with him is if he doesn't defecate after 2 walks, we'll keep him outside, and my wife will bring an ice cube in.
There's
and put it on
something called an ice cube trick.
And what's that trick? I don't even know that trick.
What?
So you put the ice cube on the...
You put it right there
at the anus
on the
sphincter?
anus.
And it actually does trigger.
On the anus, and
then you get the cube away just a few seconds.
After a few seconds,
and all in it go, woo!
It's like a
his
magic
tail
trick.
goes up, and we just step back. And also, but he's always been, whenever he would poop, he never makes a pile. He walks. So it'll be like here, there, and you know, we have
he leaves a trail of clues.
Which,
so are you the guy on the walk with an ice cube?
Well, no, at the end of the walk, if he hasn't done it,
I'm gonna run upstairs.
John will go upstairs and come down with an ice cube.
All right. I like the ice cube trick. I'm gonna look
It's
for
a
that
good trick.
more often. Maybe people are walking around with ice cubes. I never saw that.
I don't know if it's ever been done with a human, but
it's good. Who knew?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So I always check the cervicals to check the whole body, because this is kind of a circuit breaker up here, and when there's torsion or torque on the dural sheath of the spinal cord, the most attachments, the way that the spinal cord attaches to the spinal column is at the top vertebra. And when that's misaligned, it puts a lot of pressure on the whole vertebral system and can tense up all the erector spinae muscles, the ligament nuchae coming down, and change the way the dog is moving all the way down the back. Obviously, the lower back, the rear end is where the problem is, but it never hurts to start up and see what else you find. Okay? So I might just move over to where he is instead of drag him back here. So we might have to just move forward, okay? And can you hand me that pad on the ground? Yeah. Thanks. So I'm just going to have something to kneel on. Hi, babe. How are you? Okay. Maybe he wants to go back on the pad.
Why don't you get on the other side of him? I'll hold his head.
All right. So, hey, Rain, can I work with you today? What do you think of that?
Come on, Rain, you could be a YouTube star.
All right. I'd like to ask, see if he'll let me work on him. What a gorgeous guy he is, right? He's so pretty. He's got such a beautiful coat. And what I'm going to do, if you let me start, okay? Can we start, Rain? Because I want to check your atlas first. Is I'm looking for the spacing between the wings of the atlas, and I also want to tilt his head. Oh, he's moving away. I want to tilt his head up a little bit. Let's see if it tilts up. Okay, and tilt it down.
Oh, good boy.
And then tilt it down. Okay. And now I'm on the atlas. And I'm coming down the neck a little bit. Okay. And I think it's the left atlas. There it is. I'm going to come to this side. Okay, I'm going to adjust this. So I'm going to pull down on the left atlas, and I'm going to tilt him a little bit. Got it.
He responded.
So that...
Yeah, he responded a little bit. You got
So we'll just let him digest that for a second.
Was that a good touch or a bad touch? Good.
Okay. Checking between the withers here. T3 through T8. Okay. Checking his chest. Let me see if he'll give me this paw. Can I take this paw up into here? It's tough because he's not stable on
He
his...
doesn't like having his... He never liked having his paws touched, but the back ones now you can. You can do anything with him. It's like he doesn't feel them anymore.
I almost want to sit him... See, watch this. If I take this paw, he moves it right away, right? He doesn't want me touching it. And I take this one, it's the same thing. So what we sometimes do is we knuckle the paw down to check proprioception. And he's puppy sitting now. You know, puppy sitting is good for a puppy, but not for an adult dog. So he's collapsed into that. You know, the way he's sitting is telling of his loss of some motor skills and motor control of his lower end. And then, you know, you could move this and he doesn't do anything with it, right?
Yeah, he doesn't.
So you can cross them over and it's almost like he doesn't notice that, right? So you can do crossing. and there's nothing going on there. What's nice is he still has muscles left. You know, his quads are a little atrophied, but not horrible. He still has some muscle left. So sometimes what happens when you lose some of the control in the lower end is it rapidly atrophies and loses muscle tone. So I'm gonna just keep working, okay? So I'm coming down the back and I'm still up in the withers. And now I'm feeling a nice big muscle here. Right in there is a big muscle knot. So I'm gonna just rub this for a second. And I'm doing a little massage right now, but I'm on a trigger point at T5, slightly left of the spinous, of the center, spinous left, and I'm rubbing that. And I'm gonna adjust it too. Got it. Okay. Someone asked me recently why I say got it. So do I say got it because it cracked or got it because I got it? So sometimes it cracks and I'll say got it, but the cracking is not an indication of whether I did a correction on the spinal segment. If I feel it move, and with dogs and horses you don't always hear a pop, so I feel it go and set, then I'm excited because I got it. If it makes a pop but does not set, I don't get excited. Okay. And I will say in some videos I'll go, I didn't get it, I got to try again, or I didn't get it, maybe we should move on, or I didn't get it, let me try a different technique or a different angle. But that one I felt to go clunk. So I was, yes, I got it. And then I go back and that muscle knot's already gone. So that's nice. And this is not his problem area, but you know, we all get tight. Maybe he gets tight from so much time on the computer and texting. No, just joking.
No, that's him.
That's maybe you, right?
He's on a lot of dog sites.
Yeah. He likes the blogs, right? So here I'm coming down now. These angles are very important. So it depends on which area of the spine, but I'm creating a certain vector coming through here. So I'm trying to be very perpendicular. I'm cupping each spinous as I go down, and I'm gliding the joint and feeling if it's moving nice, if it has a good, here's a tender spot. So let me support him. Ooh, that made a little crack. Did you hear it?
I heard that crack.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, he hoofed on that one.
Okay. And this is all where it starts getting stiff. So now we're moving towards the lower part of the thoracics. We're still in the thoracics, not the lumbars. Here's another one. So this is, on a horse they call this like the anticlinal section. We're at T11.
How you doing, Pop?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a tender spot here.
All right, I got you. I got you. I got you.
Okay, one more. And now we're down here. And that's bad here. Okay, that's the bad.
Oh, well, there's your spot.
All right.
Come on, baby.
You okay, Pop? Huh? What happened? What happened? You don't fuck with people.
I'm going to do a little adjustment with this instrument. So I definitely found that.
Is that actually L5, L6?
Yeah, I'm at L5, L6 now. Okay. So here's the tuber sacralis. And, good. And here's the coxofemoral joint. And I'm going to do bilateral because he has arthritis on both sides.
Gotcha.
And there's a little more, and one more here. Okay. And will he lie on his side towards Janet?
I think he will.
Will he lie down?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rain, come here. Rain. Lay down, Rain.
Rain, down.
So this is an adjusting instrument, and it pushes like a millimeter at a time, sometimes two millimeters. So it's gentle, but stronger than you think.
Get down then. No, you're not going anywhere.
Does he ever like to lie on his side or no?
He does. Usually when he's not feeling
Because I really would like to look at that left hip specifically. Yeah, that'll be good. And then can we collapse him over so his back is in your lap, or you know, like this way?
Come here, Rain.
That's what I want.
There we go. Good.
Okay, because now I can get on this leg.
It's not so bad. Here.
Okay. So now I'm on this left leg. And again, you know, this we want to bring some tone back into that, hopefully.
So he actually wears doggy booties that we have because
he has grip.
He drags these so much
He
that
ends up bloody.
the paws are bloody, and we have to put duct tape on. We put new duct tape on it every day because he wears away the duct tape.
Oh, wow.
And people are saying we should get the back leg lifts for his walker. And I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want his legs to atrophy any more than they have to.
Right. So I'm on this back hip right now. And I'm massaging. So if it was me, I'm right in here, kind of the glute, and then here's my hip socket. My thumb is right in there on him. Ooh, that just clunked a little. Did you hear that?
No, I missed that one.
Okay. All right, let's see if he'll let me stretch it a little bit. Let's bring this leg back, babe. Okay. So I'm holding a stretch. So a key thing when you're stretching a senior dog is you have to take your time. I can't have in my mind where I want that stretch to go. I'm holding above the knee, so I'm not crossing too many joints. So if I go down here, then there's a joint here and another joint here. So this is the knee and this is the hip. This is the femur. And so I want to be above it, so I stay on one bone. My thumb is at the top where the femoral head meets the pelvis, which is the ball on top of the leg bone. And then I glide this back and forth and pulling it into extension and stretching. And little by little, he's giving me more of a stretch. But I'm rubbing this muscle at the same time with my thumb right here. And I'm getting more of an extension. And keep working it. And a little more. Good going, Rain. Got to remember to breathe. It's good for everybody to breathe. And look at that nice stretch I'm getting. Beautiful. So that's the key in the stretching is you take your time with it. Hold. You go to where you meet resistance. Then hold. And then you can maybe let go a little bit and start again. And a little more. There you go. That's nice. Now I'm at an end point of when he starts to quiver a little bit. But I got a really nice stretch here. And I might adjust into this a little bit now that I have him in extension. And let me get this in the right spot. Got it. Okay.
How's that feel?
Good. Now I'm in the glute. My thumb is in the sacrotuberous ligament. I'm coming up under the pelvis between the sits bone. Here's the sits bone right here. And you can see you could tell he's got a little fecal stuff going on because he'll cake up a little bit. Again, he's a senior dog and he's got some neurological issues in the rear end of his spine. And, I'm just trying to do a good job today. And I'm rubbing into that sacrotuberous ligament, and that helps relax the sacrum and the pelvis at the same time. It's a very powerful ligament to find. If you get good at your anatomy, you might be able to find it. Now I'm checking the hamstrings, and the hamstrings are very soft. So he's lost muscle tone here. But what's nice is he still has some left too. Mm-hmm. Okay? So he's not wasted away where he can't even hold himself up anymore. Right? Doesn't have the endurance like he did, but he still can stand for a time. And I just saw him walk, So it's nice. Now I'm going to grab the tail, and I'm just mostly going to mobilize it. And this is what I like to show people. When you grab the tail, you don't just grab the end and yank it around. Okay, that's wrong. You come up high. So if it's my thumb, I'm coming up here. Do it to your own thumb if you're watching. And now drag it. So I'm supporting the whole tail. I'm not just yanking it like this. I'm coming up high and then stretching it. Then I can take it north, south, east, and west. So that's what I'm doing. I'm all the way up where the tail meets the sacrum, and I'm just mobilizing it nicely. And I'm just doing a little traction. This hand is doing 90% of the work. This hand is just stabilizing, very light. I don't really need this one so much, but I like the control of it. So 90% is coming out of the right hand, and then I'm going to mobilize it a little bit. Okay. Okay, that feels good. Now what I was doing with this instrument behind me, it's an adjusting instrument. I bought this 23 years ago. It's still in pristine condition. And it's really good at shifting a bone. And since he's a senior, I didn't want to do too much thrust with my hand because it's a more powerful adjustment. This is lighter. And I felt it was appropriate to switch up. I want to do as good a job as I can, but also safe job. So now I'm working up the spine again, but now from bottom to top, and I'm on either side of the spine, working the muscles, checking mobility, checking motion, and coming up. And it feels pretty good right now. Now I'm going to reach under into the belly and feel the psoas muscle, the iliopsoas. I'm sorry I'm sniffling, but I have bed allergies today. Has nothing to do with RAYNE. RAYNE, the name of the dog, not the weather. It's really nice out today. But you spell RAYNE R-A-Y-N-E, right?
I'm sorry?
You spell RAYNE R-A-Y-N-E.
Yes, that was his original name.
Yeah, that's a nice name for him.
And his little brother is Thunder.
Aw. There you go.
No,
all right, so I'm on the tender pelvis again. All right, so we're almost done. I'm coming back up the back, and I'm checking some ribs now. Oops, I just fell over. Oops.
Where you going?
And there's a little rib out here, so I might adjust that too. So this one's rotating the torso, so I'm bringing it back this way.
I felt that before.
Yeah, you can feel it here. Put your hand here.
Yeah, I never realized.
Especially here.
I
You feel
felt
that?
it and I wasn't sure it was wrong.
Yeah.
You know.
Here, do it this way. Put your palm like this, and right there you'll feel it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Right there.
Yeah. So it's all angles on the ribs. So you got to really be able to know exactly what you're looking at. So I know the anatomy and the skeletal anatomy. So I'm not winging this. I know the angles, the slope of the ribs, and the arch of the ribs, and I'm setting it appropriately. So I'm not going against the grain, I'm going with the grain. Here we go. One more. Got it that time.
No, you're staying here.
Here, feel it now. You still feel a little bit, but it's much softer.
It's there, but you're right. Yeah, you're right.
It's a little softer. And I might even tap it once with this. Just one rib. Got it.
Where are you going?
All right, babe.
Boy.
So let's take a look at him. Say hello to everybody. Thanks for watching. Leave him a comment and give him your best wishes. He's so lovely. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks. And
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, we're going to finish there. Leave RAYNE a comment if you'd like. Thank you. RAYNE has some definite rear end issues. As you could see in this little clip I'm showing now, you know, his leg, especially that rear left, will even cross over and get under his body.